Welcome back everyone to CNJ Jamaica. Enjoy today's video and remember to like, comment, subscribe and share with all your friends and family. It's CNJ Jamaica, all about St. Thomas. Good day everyone. I am CNJ of CNJ Jamaica and welcome to my channel. It's a video today with a difference. Many of you may not know that I am in the education field. I work at the secondary level and I'm a part of the management team of a prominent high school in this country. We are all going through a period of transition at this time, wherein we are moving from a physical school to a virtual school. We would normally leave our homes in the mornings and we will go to work where we would meet our students. We'll be a part of a team of individuals. We'll have our physical classes. We would talk to our parents. There are certain rules that would pertain as to how school operates and so on. Now, because of COVID and because of the community spread that is in our country at this time, we have moved from a physical school to a virtual school. We're operating online. So with that comes challenges. Challenges for us as educators, challenges for parents and how they will interact with their students, with their children, how they will be operating at home as the children will be at home all the time. And there are challenges for the students as well. How are they going to operate now, not leaving home, going to school, interacting with their friends and so on? Now, I'm always having conversations with other educators as to the best way forward. Right now, we're using the Google platform for our online teaching. That in itself is also causing issues, causing problems. I saw a video recently that I'll be speaking with my counterpart about, and we're going to view that video and then we'll talk about what it means for us as educators as we sojourn this online environment. Continue to watch CNJ Jamaica as we bring you information on St. Thomas, and I love my parish St. Thomas, but we're also looking on different issues: food, health, community, all of the above. CNJ Jamaica, continue to watch and enjoy. Today I have with me an educator, a fellow educator. We studied together at the university, and now she's a part of another management team at the secondary level, just as myself. So I'm going to welcome my very good friend, my friend for life, Miss Pauline Brown-Handley, and we will be talking about all that has been happening in our education sector at this time. So Pauline, we have been in this education thing for such a long time. It must be the love of it why we have stayed, isn't it?
It is definitely the love for it. For some of us, it's really a calling.
Yes.
For others, we're just in it because we didn't have any other alternative. But for most of us, like myself and you, we have been called into this profession because we could have chosen something else to do because we did everything else.
Yeah.
But in this present climate, we have to recognize that we are not only facilitators for learning, but we become persons who help to propel the wheel as to the new paradigm, where we're going and the direction in which we're going to take this new method of teaching and learning out not only to students, but we realize even to parents. Parents themselves will now have to learn what the children are learning. And they, in this time, they can't say, they don't open them book, miss. We never see them open them book before. Now they have to make sure that the child does the work, make sure that they're there in the presence of the child in order to ensure that the child is doing the right thing, because they could do everything else except what they're supposed to do.
That's right, because they're at home where they're comfortable.
Right, and I think that most educational system, if I am being very general, is aware of, no, we won't have to be telling students to go to classes.
Wow.
Because, yes, we are in a system where students who don't want to learn or who have no interest in sitting in a formal classroom can sit anywhere and learn. So will always be students who say the room is hot. They're not comfortable in this kind of setting. But what we realize is now the students now have the opportunity to learn how he or she best learns.
Okay.
So that would help them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, this online learning, it has closed many doors, but it has also opened many others.
Yes, it has.
And
yes.
a fellow educator shared a video yesterday, and we were having some conversations about it. So I want to show it to my audience right now, and then let us have some feedback. So everyone, some of you may have seen this video before, others may not have. Let us share with you what a fellow educator said about what is happening right now in our system. Let's watch.
Hi guys, so this one is for all my teachers and educators, facilitators, lecturers. And this is a genuine word of concern based on a lot of things that I see floating around. So here is the thing. You see, when the online platform learning virtual classroom thing came about, we thought as educators that the greatest challenge would be how it is that we reach our students, We're concerned for them, how it is that we reach them, how is it that they're able to kind of log on, and how is it that we would now translate the information that we would deliver in a face-to-face setting. How do we convert that to an online thing and just kind of make it, teachable and learnable for everybody else that is out there, for students, so to speak. And we think that what we thought that would have been the greatest challenge. But here's the thing now, we really kind of underestimate the mental aspect of it. We underestimated the fact that we would have get a fight from not just the students basically not wanting to come to class. I'm talking about those who can't come. I'm talking about those who don't want to come to class, as well as how parents, the attitude of some of the parents they might be. And
but before we continue, I think, did we really underestimate that? You thought that did we?
No,
we thought the parents would be reacting this way.
We really thought that there would have been some challenges where parents were concerned, because we know that most parents really don't have the knowledge in order to manipulate technology the way we thought. I think we overestimated them, if I want to say, in terms of what we expected them to do. Okay. But in all reality, we're now more aware that some parents really don't have the knowledge in order to manipulate the technology in the way they should. And most children, they're more savvy than the parents.
Wow, they're the ones teaching the parents.
Yes, they are. Wow. And I have seen where a person said, "Mommy, this is where we go in order to get this done," or "Daddy, it doesn't make any sense to do that, because the teacher said this is what we do and this is what is to be done." I've spoken to a male parent who's a single parent, and he said even though he's monitoring the child is in kindergarten or primary school. He was in kindergarten, no, in primary school. The child is actually guiding him as to what to do.
Wow.
And then he's telling him that, because I think when it comes to how to use the gadgets, the students know how to use the gadgets.
Yeah, we have always said that they're born using these things because we see them.
Because I think it's the Generation Z. No, if you think back and look at how we grew up, we never use technology the way they use it now. They know every single thing. The teacher with her phone, a child is 1 year old, and the child is able to change the password.
Yes.
Just go in and just, and these are some of the things that we are unaware of as parents as to what our children can do. Yeah. But if we're there, if we decide that we're going to get the knowledge, we're going to be the support shield, we are there to provide the reinforcement and to just ensure that they do the right thing in terms of staying on the right platforms.
Yeah.
And not
straying. So it's not the technology so much we're saying the parents should be on top of, but the motivating force.
Yes.
All right, let's listen to some more.
I realize it take a burden and a toll on our minds as educator, because the truth is when you have a genuine love for something, you become frustrated and like you can get up and you can just walk out left it. You know, you're always trying to seek solutions and stuff. So I see the video with the teacher who I try to conduct the Zoom meeting, and the two parents them went off and expletives and bad word and all them things they start for cussing at the class. And I said, Jano, you know, so we really never prepared for this. So to my teachers and my educators, I just want to say, it rough our work and what I go do it, because that's who we are. We are teachers, and our goal is to educate and have our students excel non-stop. So here's what I want to say to you, as I say to myself, as we take on this battle on the mental field. Take nothing personally. Not take it personally. Do your best, and do your best at all times. All when you feel frustrated, do your best and do your best at all times, because that is.
Before we continue, though, if she mentioned something about the parents speaking the expletives in the class. But what I've noticed with some classrooms is that because the children are at home, some of the parents are using it as an opportunity to be a part of the class. Sometimes they don't even allow the child to be the one to interact, but they are in there asking the teacher questions and so on. What you say to parents like those who they're not understanding the boundary?
Right, in terms of boundaries, they don't understand, but the reality of it is twofold. One, you're looking at it as to how do we help to monitor how the parents behave in the background, or teach them what is to be done in terms of when a formal class is being held, what should be the modus operandi as to, you know, that time should be a timeout where I am not visible. All right. And the next thing is that looking at the positive side, now we know the interest of the parent. Parent is now actively involved. There are times when this is the kind of things that we want to see in the face-to-face classroom. But it's becoming evident in the online because the parent want to guide his or her child in the best way possible. Yes, it might be a no-no, you know, for the parent to be actively involved in terms of that. But if the parent want to listen in and to make his or her own notes and then guide the child afterwards, or even ask the question inside the chat room, I don't think that should be a problem, because this is a guided process. The parent will now have to guide the child after the teacher is finished. So the more the parent understands, the better he or she is able to pass on the information in order to help his or her child to interpret the content so that they can answer what questions are coming. I have
what you say to the parent? What you say to the parents who seem to want to come and take control from the teacher? They want to actively be involved in the teaching and in the discipline of the other children within the classroom.
No, that's definitely a no-no. The teacher has that control factor. Teacher manages her class. That's why I said they can listen in and mute. Where the bad word section, I think in terms of muting all microphones, there's a protocol. The teacher, if the teacher is having that issue where a child microphone can open his or her microphone freely, they should ensure that it's mute. And the only person who can open the microphone is the teacher. When a question is asked and you see the hand raised, the teacher should be that host, that control. Or if the teacher is having a problem, what I learned from the TPJ presentation is that the teacher could also make one of the students, just like how you have a class monitor, a co-host to the Zoom session or even to the Google Meet, and allow them to be the one to be in control of when they see the microphones up and open to just mute them. And that is a protocol that we need to understand. I think we're coming down too hard on the parents, because especially for those parents who really have the genuine interest of the children at heart and want them to learn, and they really don't know what is right from what is wrong. Because some parents, if they didn't have to go to work, they probably would be in the classroom telling us what to do.
So we just need to have patience with each other on both sides.
Exactly. We need to be patient. We need to be understanding. A certain level of compassion needs to be there. And our, the fruits of the spirit, I keep believing that our godly principle. And if we have that situation where we see the parent come in, we know which child it is because the child has a number and a code that and a name. We could call the child after the session and say, look here, let me speak to your mom a second. Let me speak to your dad. Dad, mommy, during this session, this is what I want to happen. We have to guide the process. At my school, what we do, we have a WhatsApp group and we share information right across the board. We inform the parents on a daily basis exactly what to do when the meetings are being held, everything that they can do in order to help the process. But if we don't communicate, communication is a big deal with this online class. You know? It's a big deal. And if we don't communicate the way we should, we're going to always see these shortfalls. Yeah. So what we need to do is to communicate across the board, inform parents, let them know. I know some will still defy the odds by this, the want to do the wrong thing, but there are most parents who really want what is best for their children. And it can become frustrating for the teachers as well. The teachers get frustrated because they have a passion and a desire to ensure that this thing happen. I am on a board, and when I hear that only out of the entire school, only 16 students have access to internet, that in itself is a problem. Yeah. So
that's a national problem that we're having.
That's even a bigger disease than COVID, in my opinion.
Because what COVID has done is to kind of highlight some of the deficiencies.
That
we have in our country. All right, let us finish listening to her and then we can conclude.
It is who we are. We are educators and we not do nothing short. We not drop short and nothing what we do. The next thing I want to tell you is remember why you start for doing it in the first place. Remember, say, as an educator, as a teacher, the whole point of educating is that you want it to impact a generation, and that is what we're doing now, and that is what we need to continue to do now more than ever when we see all of the madness and the chaos are surround we. So remember why we starting at the first place and use your why for kind of move forward and kind of ground you and kind of propel you further into your vision and your mission. Also, draw upon some inner strength and draw upon the grace of God, because only those things can help you to move forward where this education thing is concerned. Come here, I tell you, say rough mentally. It really and truly rough. And the last thing I want to say, last thing I really want to say, take some time after your virtual class to take care of yourself. Take some time for unwind your mind and take some time for spend with your family. Because one of the things when we really think people forget is that teachers are human beings. So while we are navigating the online world and the online platform for our students because of our work, we also have to navigate it for ourselves, because enough teachers and educators out there are parents. So while we are educate your child and children, we also have to be online parents for our child and children that exist. And I think the world kind of have it a little mix up. You understand? It is the same light and water where you quarrel about where you have to use, are the same light and water we have to use. Not just for teach, but also to facilitate the education of our children, so to speak. So I'm going to ask that the world, the parents and the teacher, the parents and the students, just kind of ease off a little bit after the teacher them back and help. At the end of the day, your child education is important. Help us to help you, to help them to excel. It's not a us thing alone as educators. You as parents have a responsibility too, where you must ensure that you do every single thing that you can so your child can learn. Give thanks.
I think she said it with such passion. She said it with such passion. And I felt it at one point, you know, when she said, ease up and let us have some patience with each other. Because teachers are parents as well. Teachers are your neighbors. Teachers are your friends. And the same way in which you are trying to do your job where you are, teachers are doing their job. And for many of us as teachers, it's not just a job, it's a passion. So when we're not seeing certain things working, we spend sleepless nights trying to make it work. And then what brings us down sometimes is that after spending all that time trying to ensure that things work out right, we are still told that we're not doing enough. But what do we do as teachers, as educators? We take it and we go back to the drawing board.
That's true. We take it and we go back to the drawing board, but we have to realize that she mentioned something that we have to realize that teachers too have children in school.
Yes.
And the extent in which the parent want to make sure that the teacher in their mind deliver the right content is where the problem is, where the parent will come down hard on, because I'm a parent of 5. And I realize that it becomes a challenge when if you are not an educator, you can't best guide your child in the way he or she should go. But if you now have this skill set that you say, okay, I can manipulate the technology just as much as my child is, I can do, the burden will not be so much on the teacher. She says it's not a us thing, but it's really a we thing. It's a collaborative effort. Everybody will have to play an integral role in how we achieve the goal before us.
Yes.
For every school, you have your goals, you have your objectives to be achieved. In this climate that you're going to use the synchronous classes where you have your face-to-face with the students, so you're going to use asynchronous. Now, quite a bit of parents, I find that, and companies are doing it to facilitate them, with allow parents some days from work, like they don't come on 3 days and they get to stay home in order to help the process. That's a collaborative effort, because the teacher is not there face-to-face in order to guide the child the way he or she used to. No, you have to ensure that there is somebody there for supervision. Because when the child is unsupervised, I think that's where the parent and the child is saying, they miss say I must do this, that. I think that's where most time the parents.
1 minute, Pauline, for this person. But continue your point here, Pauline.
I'm looking at the collaborative effort that needs to be in place in order for us to best guide the young people. And as I was saying before, is that it's not so much the frustration, the parents want to frustrate the teachers, but the parents want to ensure that they have the right content, or the content that they get, they themselves know it very well, so that they can guide their children. So it might come down as pressure onto the parents, and we do feel it as parents when we don't understand. You know, because I saw a video message going around too, where the parent had something to do with the information was clear. Fill in the blanks with the alphabets that are missing. And the parents say that she sent a voice note videotaping the thing for the child, and said she doesn't know how to finish the sentence.
Wow.
No. So it is also about, as I was speaking with one of my colleagues earlier, about educating the parents themselves as to what to do and how to interpret the information.
And we can't take it for granted that they know. Even at the basic level,
and that was the basic level. You know, just for the child to finish A, B, C, D. And it was a problem to the parent. Parent became frustrated. There was one voice note going around with a child who said, "Miss, I can't bother write no more notes. I'm getting too much notes." The children too are becoming frustrated.
I think as educators also, we need to limit what we're sending out.
Exactly.
We have to be conscious that they are learning the same way we are learning. And we need to not run it the same way we did when we were at school.
Right. So if you're going to be doing this, please ensure that you know that, okay, is it either we're going to take it at the end of the week, especially in the primary school where one teacher teaches 11, or maybe I'm exaggerating here, maybe a teacher teach most of the subjects.
Yeah.
And the teacher is going to send work for most of the subjects.
Yeah.
At least if I'm doing it like this and it's asynchronous, ensure that you have a due date, a deadline at the end of the week, and that the child can't pace his or herself over a time period.
Yeah.
Don't pressure them too much. In the high school, we find that the teachers are sending work from all, I do 9 subjects and all 9 classes is sending me homework during the same time. I remember that was in college that way that happened, but it is happening now. Everybody due the same day, and we are not pacing ourselves.
Yeah.
And the children them personally get frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah. We are, as educators, we need to be conscious. We need to pace the students. We need to understand that online teaching right now is very new. It's new for us. So I think that is why, because it's new for us, I think that's why we may be making some of those mistakes. So we have to acknowledge those things and then kind of hold back and use
Not
this.
only that, making the mistake because we want to get it right.
Yeah, we want to get it right.
Get
Yeah.
it right in a short period of time.
Wow, that is a very thing. Because we want to ensure that the students have things to do and we want to get it right. But we have to give ourselves room to make mistakes and room to breathe.
And to ensure that the process will build, because you're going to have what they call teething pains over a period of time. I don't think the online, as we were discussing earlier, the online school for Jamaica is fully ready. The technology is a problem. The quality of the internet service is a problem. Everything, and I don't think in terms of how well we have seen or expected this paradigm shift, though we have talked about it, that technology will be taking over the classroom. We're still not ready. And we were not preparing for technology to take over the classroom.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, we're finding ourselves trying to juggle as to the best way how we can reach all our children in a limited time, with inadequate preparation. So we need to space ourselves so that over a period of time, it's not a 1-year plan we need to have. It may be a 15-year plan. Next 15 years, then we'll see that if anything happens like this again, we'll be so fully equipped, we'll never experience any of these challenges.
And
so
we would admit that there are some areas in Jamaica that they are equipped. There are some schools that they were already going online for different things. They were already sensitizing the students to having equipment and the parents in getting, oh my God, and the parents in actually being prepared. But then we always say there are many Jamaicas here. It's not just one Jamaica. So you have places where the technology is not a problem.
And I would tell you that those are the affluent schools. The affluent schools will have that, schools that already do that. Everything they do is technology report comes out. You don't have to get a physical report, and they monitor the children them on a daily basis. But the government system, if we're to speak honestly, the government system is not yet there. So private institutions may have that and have it with ease.
And schools with long alumni, and schools with some strong alumni.
Strong alumni, yes, will have it with ease. But what about those schools who are
the average school in Jamaica? Yeah.
Or the average institution?
Yeah.
We have to find out that is going to be a challenge for them, even, and the parents too.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's not just a matter of having the devices, the computers, but it's the internet quality in these different communities. And then it is the training, because I think we'll say that the ministry, they were trying, different bodies, they were trying to equip the teachers, train them as much as possible. We know for years, e-learning Jamaica was training in different ways. But we will admit that the teaching body, the teaching staff, it's a large one, with persons coming in and going out on a yearly. So it's not static. So it's just continuous training that is needed over time. COVID has shown us the importance of the training, but we are training people online who don't have internet. So you realize that was the thing.
With JTC, yes.
Right.
And
so
person getting frustrated because they get bumped up because they can't hold everybody. Yeah.
Yes, we learned from CAS and UTech, it's called now, University of Technology, that we are in a field where it's always changing. There's always something happening. We have to engage with children in many ways all the time. What we did when we just started teaching doesn't hold now. So we as persons trained from the University of Technology, we were always prepared for changes. We were prepared to teach anything and everything in our field, right?
Yes.
We never thought that we would go to a school and just be given one subject. We were told we have to master everything. So we went to schools with that, and I will speak to persons of our time. And I'm not sure if it holds the same now, but we were told that we need to be prepared. We need to be prepared. And COVID for me is another change. And my attitude is, let me see how I can ride this wave. Let me see how I can use whatever God has given me to enable myself to be prepared for the situation at hand.
And the thing about it that being at UTech taught us is how to think outside of the box.
Yes.
It's not like we can't contain the way we teach into a small container.
And not because it has always been that way, we have to continue like that. Yes.
We have to learn to think outside of the box so that we can be the most impacting force as for educators as possible.
Yes.
So that's something that really resonated with me over the years and has propelled me even to move up in the educational system, because I realized that there's nothing that remains the same way. You have to keep edifying yourself and changing with time.
Yeah.
Not staying constant and say, okay, I'm dormant here. This is the way it's done. This is the way it should be.
Yeah.
No, you have to change with the time. And so awareness as how we're going to be dealing with technology, or we're going to be using technology, or we're going to be incorporating technology after COVID is over.
Yeah.
In the teaching and learning process is going to become critical. So now it's not about, and you know me, Claudia, I'm a big person. I believe in succession planning and contingency.
Yeah.
That's if anything should happen, somebody else should be able to continue. For me, there must be another plan.
Yeah.
There must be something else to be done. If plan A failed, I must have a plan B.
Yeah.
I'm like that, and I don't think that will ever change.
Yeah.
There must always be some contingency. So we need always to be prepared. And we need, as a country, as an educational system, to be proactive rather than reactive.
Yeah.
And if we're in a space now of reactiveness, but it also presents us with an opportunity to become proactive.
Yeah.
And the more proactive we are, the better the results will be for us as an entire nation.
I thank you so much for sharing with me today.
I'll close with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because those were powerful words just now. I'm happy that you shared with me today, because one word that our guidance counselor at my school shared with the entire staff and the parents was, we need not only to be resilient, but we need to be patient with each other. And I've taken that word throughout this week, because as students, parents, teachers, we're all going through a change. And with any change, there comes resistance, there comes frustration. But if we realize and be conscious of the fact that people are confused, people get angry when they don't understand something, let us understand each other, talk together. Because now it's not the time for you to put your foot down and say, this is how it must be. Now is the time for us to talk together as persons involved right now, as different stakeholders. Let us talk, and for persons who are able to help their past schools with equipment, persons who are out there in industry that can offer assistance to different schools, please do so, because the schools need it. The schools need it. All right. So I want to thank you so much, and I'm sure in the future I will be calling on you again, because as I said,
so much to tell you.
Because as I'm saying to persons who frequent my channel, CNJ Jamaica, I normally speak to issues in St. Thomas, but I normally just go to places in St. Thomas, talk to persons in St. Thomas. But as an educator in the parish, I felt it prudent at this time, as we are going through this change in our educational system, that we actually speak on it. And when I saw the video by that fellow educator, I just wanted us to share our views. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe to CNJ Jamaica as we continue to bring you quality content. And I just had to share what was on my heart today. So thank you for watching. Have a good day, everyone. And remember to subscribe to my channel.